Boom, we're in the room.
Yes, we are,
This
Tim.
is this is Keith and I. We're just going to have a bit of a chat. Keith's going to update me on what's been going on with Her Majesty the Queen and her journey from Edinburgh down to London, because I've missed most of it today. I've been a little busy bee with
Yes.
some other stuff, getting ready for this week's Thirsty Thursday live stream.
Well,
This suits,
this has
yeah,
got something to do with bereavement in it, because um, I've been sat in front of the TV most of the day with the wife, looking at the Queen's uh, resting in resting in peace, or whatever they called it, in St Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh for the last 24 hours. And I think,
laying in state, they call it.
yeah, yes. Hello, Marcus.
I do believe it's
Um,
Marcus.
Marcus, yes, he's in the house already.
Marcus is in the house. Welcome, Marcus.
Yes, and as I was saying, that over the past 24 hours in Edinburgh, I think there was about 30 to 40,000 people that queued and went and viewed the coffin. And
Mm,
then at 4 o'clock, the coffin came out of the cathedral today or thereabouts and was transferred to Edinburgh Airport with Princess Anne in the following car, because she has spent nearly all the time with the
mm,
coffin, with her mother's coffin. And then it arrived in London at Northolt about somewhere near 7 o'clock, and then was transported to Buckingham Palace, where the royals met the
mm,
coffin, which included the grandkids. But it was the number of people that lined the streets as the coffin went from St Giles Cathedral to the airport. I mean, there was a lot of love and a lot of respect, and because the
mm.
TV channels interviewed people
Yeah.
who'd been through and saw the coffin, um, the remarkable stories they've all said about how it's affected them. So I mean, although most of the people didn't even have never met the Queen, it seems that as a nation we are all mourning her passing, and it's surprising how one person can have that effect on people. Don't
I
you
mean,
agree? What's your
oh,
opinion, Tim?
absolutely. I mean, I've I've served Queen of the Country all my life. I mean, I joined even as a young sea cadet at the age of a sort of 10 and a half. I took the oath of allegiance then when I was attested into the sea cadets, and then later on into the army. Um, so I've served Queen and Country for 50 odd years, 60, getting on for 60 years. Oh, it's just, and she's been just a big part of all our lives. And particularly those 8 years that I worked in London, I saw her all the time. I mean, especially around the Trooping the Colour. I mean, I had regular contact with not just the Queen, but the royal household. So for me, yesterday, last week was a devastating blow. I mean, you saw what happened with the Thursday live stream. We had an archaeological special. We were just getting ready to go live. We got the guests started to turn up, and all of a sudden the news came through, and it just poleaxed me. So we took a command decision that we postponed last week's archaeological special, and we've moved that now until the 6th of October, where I'll get the guests back in, and we'll read or we'll do the show then. So just make a note in your diary for that. But this coming week and the following week, we're doing a bereavement special. We were already had a bereavement special planned in for next week, or for this week anyway. And we're just extending it over to next week because I've got quite a few guests that want to come on and share their stories of bereavement and their coping through the grieving process.
Yeah.
So,
So,
um,
so, So how are you coping with the boss dying? You know, your boss.
I'm still struggling.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't. I get fairly tearful very quickly. Um, I'm just about managed to hold it together. The realisation of it is now just really starting to kick in. I've seen it on the television. I mean, it's been on the television sort of almost 24/7 since last Thursday,
Mm.
and it is a real challenge. Just trying to keep it bottled up. I have had a few breakdowns, a few tears. Um, as each day goes on, it's getting slightly better. I am coping with it now, whereas a few days ago I struggled. I really did.
Can I just ask Marcus if he's still in the live stream, uh, how he feels about the British monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, passing away? Has it affected him with being from Switzerland? I believe he's from, isn't he?
Yeah, Germany, I think.
Germany or
Swiss,
Switzerland?
German.
Yeah,
He's down that neck of the woods.
yeah.
Quick question, Marcus. Did you want to come into the live stream? I'll ping you the link on Messenger. Switzerland. There you
Switzerland.
go.
Yeah, I thought he was from Switzerland.
Let's
Yeah,
see
because
if I can.
yeah, you know, I mean, I'd love to know how he feels about what's happened here in the UK. You know, us losing our monarch, because I mean, she was well respected throughout the world. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
70 years on the throne, the number of politicians and presidents and other members of other royal families in Europe. It must affect, well, it has done, hasn't it? It's affected a lot and
Yeah.
lot of people. You know, I mean, I didn't realise how it would affect it, because I'm not a royalist, but I don't know. I've never met the Queen. I've never seen her in person, but it's just the way she portrayed herself. You know, I mean, she was a remarkable woman,
I
a
mean,
remarkable monarch.
you must have led a sheltered life, um,
No,
having never bumped into the Queen at all.
well, I've never been bothered, Tim. You know, I mean,
Mm.
as I say, I'm not a royalist. I've
Well,
got
you
nothing
served Queen
against
and
the
Country
royals.
once. You was
Yeah,
a
I know.
poacher a while back.
Yeah, I know. A long time ago.
You took the Queen's shilling.
A long time ago. Yes, I know. But you know,
Mm.
for many years, I haven't been a royalist, but it has affected me. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, uh,
Surely you don't want to live in a republic.
no, definitely not. You know, because I look at
But
republics throughout the world, and I think no. You know, I think our form of government, politicians, and having a monarch, I think is a you look at it, and we are well respected, although
yeah,
there's a lot of nations now want to be republic, want a president or whatever. I mean,
yeah.
it's like the things in Ireland, you know, King Charles III went over
We
there
have
today.
Marcus in the house.
Oh,
Welcome,
Well,
Marcus.
hi there.
welcome, Marcus.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hi.
We
Yeah,
saw
it's
you
Thanks
nice,
for the
earlier.
invitation.
it's nice to have Marcus on, isn't it? You know, I
Yeah,
mean,
that was very
Absolutely.
spontaneous.
yeah, this is a spontaneous one. We've been
Yeah.
talking for the last hour, and we just thought. Tim says, "Should we go live?" And I went, "Yeah, come on then. You know, what can we
Okay.
talk about? Let's talk about because the show was about bereavement on Thursday. So I thought, well, we're all, you know, with what's
Very
happened to our
poignant.
monarch, yeah, the Queen. I
Sure.
thought, well, let's talk about it, because we can involve bereavement in that and the way it affects us. So how's it affected you, Marcus? Have you been watching the TV
Yeah,
with
of course.
what's been
Of
happening
course.
with the Queen of England?
Of
And
course.
how do you feel? Has it affected you?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure much less than the two of you, but of course it is a sad thing to happen, and yeah, I think she was a very, very, very remarkable woman, and yeah, and
Yeah.
person of a century.
Yeah,
I mean,
agreed. Yeah,
I
go
met
on,
her
Tim.
personally on several occasions,
Okay.
and she's just got, I don't know what it is. She's just got this aura about her.
Yeah,
This. I mean, talk of charisma and aura. Just the way she is with people is phenomenal. And at the tender age of, I think she was 21 when she made that first speech of dedicating her life to the people of the country,
yeah,
and she did it right up until the last day.
absolutely.
She was getting ready on I think it was the Wednesday to see the Privy Council, and she was taken ill, and she died the following afternoon, and we got to hear of it at 6. The news came out. It was announced at 6:30 on a Thursday evening. I mean, he couldn't have made it up. I don't know what would have happened if it had come through sort of half an hour, three-quarters an hour later, once I got into the live stream and I got the news then. I mean, I struggled. I really did.
Yeah, sure. And I mean, the amount of dedication she had for her duties, yeah, it's really remarkable.
It's an end of an era, really. You know, I mean,
Absolutely,
Yeah.
when you look that when she first became monarch, that the Prime Minister in England at that time was Winston Churchill, who was born in 1874 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look at the changes in her reign, 70 years. Just think when she came to, when she became the monarch, there was no internet, there was no mobile phones, electricity was still, there was a lot of places in this country that didn't even have electricity back in the 50s,
TV was
because
also
of
not everywhere, I think.
Television,
So don't
the
even
amount of
talk about
change that you
internet,
see.
but television was not in every household.
and I bet there was the old horse and cart still going round in the 50s, because I was born in 1951. So what I can remember, life was a lot better. People were a lot more friendly, because as I was growing up as a child, we always used to be in the neighbours. He got some tea. We've run out of sugar, or we've run out of milk and bread, and people used to be there for you. Whereas now, I look at people. A lot of people don't even know the next door neighbours. They might see him in the garden or washing the car on the weekend and just say hello, but they're not close as we were when I was a child. I don't know about you two, how if you've noticed that in your country or you, Tim.
I was born 1975, so quite a bit later than.
I've been in the army a year. in fact, I got posted to Germany in 1975.
Okay.
I got posted to Munster.
Okay.
Which was a great posting for us. I mean, Munster is a university town in North Rhine-Westphalia. So, I mean, it was a garrison town as well. There was three infantry battalions in the town and a couple of tank regiments as well. So you can imagine the carnage that went on down the town.
Sure. So, what do you do then, Marcus? For a living, or is it all from live streaming now? Do you earn an income from live streaming? Because I mean, from 0 to 5,000, as Lauria says.
Yeah, no, live streaming is really a hobby for me. I work in a regular day job, and I work with the IT department. Yeah.
How do you have time to do the amount of stuff that you were doing on Leader?
Oh yeah, Leader is of course a special occasion, and
did you?
It's just about prioritizing. So you don't watch TV. You don't. I then usually I read the newspaper, but then I stop it for a month until the news can come back in September. And it's mainly about prioritizing.
Mm.
And
you-
yeah, it is just so much fun and so much to learn and experience.
And how many
Yeah.
times have you done leader then, Marcus?
It was my third leader.
Third leader, and you've learned a lot from the previous two, because
Yeah, sure. Because in the first one I just entered because it was a challenge. I didn't even think about going live somewhere. And then that was last year April, and then August was the next one. And after August, I said, okay, now we have to do something with it, and and now I'm going live. But it was just to try it out, and therefore
Yeah.
I'm really happy that it's free, because I think, like me, many people wouldn't do it because they don't know they really need it, and so it's a really good thing that it's free.
Yeah, and I've watched quite a few of your live streams. Catching up,
Yeah.
because I usually watch them when I go to bed. If I can't sleep, I'll put them on the TV.
Okay, I help you sleep. Very good.
Yeah, no, yeah, I just think that you've had some very interesting guests on, and
Yeah.
the way you are progressing your show, like last week with the wheel on, I thought that was good, and
Thank you.
you're coming up with some excellent ideas to retain your audience and to grow your audience, because
Yeah.
this is the problem that I look at live streaming pros,
Yeah.
and she makes it sound ever so easy to get an audience, to grow an audience, and all the streams I go in, and I go in a lot of streams,
Mhm.
and most of them have the same people in, week out,
Sure.
because most of them are what I call talking amongst friends or people they know.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas I think if you're doing a live stream, I think that you have got to you've got to give the audience something to grow your audience. So
Yeah.
it's coming up with ideas that you're going to get different people in every week, because you don't want to just be catering for the same people every week. You want them coming in, and like you've done the quiz that you did on the
The 1 year anniversary.
yeah,
Yeah.
1 year anniversary.
Who sent it? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was good. That was brilliant.
Yeah,
but
but that
it
was
was
mainly for viewer who already knew the content. So
yeah.
I know you were there, but you couldn't then participate in that.
No, because I didn't know any of the answers.
Yeah, but to what you're saying, I think as a rule of thumb, live streaming is better for engagement and strengthen the community, building community. But to get in new people, it is normally better to do edited videos. But yeah, live streaming is so much easier, of course.
Yeah.
So it is always
Saves a lot
to
of
find the
editing.
balance. Sorry.
It saves a lot of editing.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, and of course you can be also very intentional with live streaming. But I know that for my channel I didn't prioritize growth, and yeah, maybe I should look into that, where to go there. But
Yeah, but it's entertaining. I mean,
yeah.
every live stream I've been on yours has been very entertaining.
Thank you.
It's just that you don't get recognised. It's finding how to get that recognition in it, getting other people in. Hello, is that Baz?
It's Baz, yeah.
Yeah, welcome, Baz. It's like when lockdown started here in this country, there was somebody on who started doing quizzes, and he has like 2,000-3,000 in pub quiz, and he has, and he's built it up, just doing quiz questions live, and it's like you'd be in if you went out for a pint. He does it like that, and he started from nothing, and he's got thousands of subscribers now, because people enjoyed doing quizzes.
Yeah, sure.
And because he was one of the first to do them, it's fantastic that, because I go in because I enjoy doing quizzes, live quizzes, and I've seen his channel shoot up from nothing to, I think he's got 500,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, cool.
In what, less than 2 years. And you look, because he's found a niche there, that's why his channel's grown. And I looked around for niches to do, because if you're just having chit chat, you've got to put out content that other people are interested in, like Lauria, because people want to learn how to live stream. She makes it look fantastically easy to get up to 69,000 subscribers and making money from live streaming.
But even if you watch her channel, she didn't prioritize the growth of the channel. She really went for other things in her business, because I think she has a bigger potential for the channel if she really goes after that, and then she's starting to do that with more recorded videos and things like that. But what she was doing the last few months was also more on the strengthen the community, building up the community, and really taking care of other things in the business, and not really prioritizing the channel growth right now, because I think she has much more potential there.
Yeah.
Once she finds the time with her team. Yeah.
Well, I think she's got a little bit of a captive audience at the moment, off the back of Leader. I mean, Leader was fantastic. I mean, for me, I learned a huge amount, and I've changed my backdrop and all sorts of things off of some of the information I got from her, some of the feedback I got from people. Keith's helped us out an awful lot. So for me, it's great. I think I found my niche. I think we're looking at normalising taboo subjects. I think that is the way that I want to push forward for now, to see if we can get that to work. So we had a bereavement already focused in for this week, and I just doubled out for next week as well, because I've had a lot of response from people that want to come and tell their stories. Last week, the archaeological special, we were going to look at how it affects their mental well-being when they've got when they get called into a site where there's millions of pounds at stake, because they've had to stop production, they had to stop digging, and let the archaeologists come in and assess the site, and the amount of pressure that's put onto them, and how that affects them. So that's the way we're going to do it. And we're looking at marine archaeology, we're looking at sort of normal land archaeology, and environmental archaeology. So that was the take that we were going to take on it, and we're still going to do that. I spoke to the guys the other day, and we've pushed it to the 6th of October. So anybody that wants to watch the archaeological special, it's going to go ahead on the 6th of October. And again, you can put your comments, you put your questions in the chat box. So if anybody's got any questions, or if they can click the like button, to want to ask us, we basically we came on to talk about
for the like button.
click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and all that good stuff. But
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
actually
it's really
came on.
important to ask for it. I always forget it, so it's
Yeah,
really important to ask people to do that.
Oh, it is, because people, if you mention subscribe to followers, that's people, you're putting the idea into the head to
Sure.
follow you. I mean, I don't do enough of that. And, I want to get back into live streaming because I do enjoy live streaming. And I think this Thursday night, the one that Tim's doing on bereavement, is a fantastic subject. It's people don't talk about bereavement enough. And, it's like I did one on suicide 3 years ago. And I got no end of people in on that live stream who were willing to talk about people who they've known that have committed suicide. And it became a really interesting, people that don't even follow my channel, but because I promoted it, it was there. And, it's just that I wish I was 20 years younger, Marcus. I wish I was your age, because the tips and tricks that I know now how to grow a channel is, you've got to ask. You've got to ask people. You put it out. It's promotion. It's promotion. The more you promote your channel, it's like I'm doing. I'm going to start going back doing live streams about putting channels in the spotlight. So I'm going to invite you on my channel, and then you share, live streams that you've done in the past or whatever you've got on your channel, because I don't want to promote my channel. I want to promote your channel to grow, because I've got 3,000 subscribers, and I have a regular 200, 300 that do come into my channel quite a bit, but I haven't uploaded for I haven't uploaded a video for nearly 2 months. I just uploaded one today, and I've had 30 views. So I haven't. Hello, Cheryl. Nice to see you. Would you like to come in, Cheryl? It'd be nice to have you in this conversation. Ex-leader people who did leader this
let me see
time
if
round.
I can ping her the link.
Yeah, because
she's available.
That is something that I really enjoyed this time, leader. Although usually I'm pretty good in front of the camera and relaxed. I always have been relaxed in front of the camera because I had my own video filming business since, when did I start? 1991. And I used to do commercial work. I did weddings. I did christenings. As I was telling Tim, I used to do quizzes door to door on DVD, and rent the DVD quiz out for £1 each. And I used to offer.
We're in the PJs.
Yeah.
We'll catch up with you on Thursday.
Oh, I forgot. Is it an hour in front in
Yeah,
Sweden,
they're
or is
an
it
hour
2
ahead of
hours?
us. So it's 10:30 there.
Yeah.
So just to give a little bit of a plug on this Thursday, I've got a lady coming on. You were talking about suicide earlier. Her daughter. It's terrible that you lose a parent, but for a parent to lose a child is a really terrible thing. But a parent to lose a child to suicide, that is a really devastating thing. And she's coming on to talk about how she dealt with it and about her journey to recover from that, the death of her daughter.
Excuse
That's
me,
going
Tim,
to be a really, really fascinating story.
Yeah. I don't think you ever get over that, do you?
No, but she's also lost a son. So, we've got some real gritty stories coming on this week and next week. So if you want to know a bit more about the grieving process and to normalise it, because everybody is going to die one day, even me. And I'm 264 already, but I mean, it's starting to catch up with me a little bit. But one day I'll make it. But we got Cheryl Wolf on as well.
The
Cheryl.
Cheryls are here.
Cheryl Wolf. I wonder if she was to come and join us. Let's see if I can.
Yeah, a bit earlier for her. She definitely won't be in her PJs, will she?
No.
She might be sat on that swing in the back garden being pushed.
Yeah.
Being pushed, okay.
Yeah, well, she got a swing, hadn't she? In the back garden, because I remember that on the live on the days that we used to do.
Yeah, sure.
Cheryl are in there.
Yeah. A brace of Cheryls.
Yeah. But it's nice having Marcus on. It's lovely, I mean, you can interview. You can have me on your channel anytime.
Okay,
you'd
put
like.
you on the list. Tim is already on the list, and
because I'd love to.
Yeah.
Really love to come on. I mean, I'll talk about anything, Marcus.
Okay, yeah, I'll get back to you. I really need to do the planning, because then usually it is Thursday and I realize, I didn't ask anyone. And I have to do something by myself. But I have so many people I can ask, and that will come on, and I need to get better on the planning side.
Yeah, it's everything lets me down, because I never plan. I go live any second, because my wife's got vascular dementia, so she usually goes to bed about 7:30, and she usually rings me about now. She's only next, in the young side of this wall, but she'll ring me and go, "Can I have a cup of tea?" And I usually have to go off and make a cup of tea. So normally when I used to go live, it used to be about 11 o'clock at night, and I used to stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning, because some of my live streams in the past have been long jobs. If I get a good crew on to talk about different subjects, and I mean, I talk about anything, any subject you like, I will talk about.
Okay.
Well, we started off talking about the Queen.
Yeah. Well, we did. Yeah. And look at us. I've gone off topic. So
way off piste.
Yeah, way off. Yeah. Well, that was you, Tim, going into telling people about the bereavement live stream on Thursday.
Will be this Thursday then.
Yeah. It's 7 p.m. UK time.
Okay,
so
8 p.m.
8 p.m. Yeah.
So stand by. We have a Cheryl in the house.
Cheryl.
Hello, Cheryl.
Hello.
Good evening, welcome, good afternoon.
Yeah, cool. I love her background. I really do. That is some setup there.
Yeah, so it's just a plant on a bookshelf and then a room divider, and behind the room divider is lights.
Yeah, of course.
Lights through a window.
Very, very professional. I'll give you that, Cheryl. Very, very.
I'm grown up.
Did you manage to get Christine sorted out for Thursday?
I think so. I'm going to try to do a little quick test with her to make sure she knows how to do everything, and we should be fine.
Yeah. She doesn't need to do an awful lot. Just get
No. Yeah. Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy. What's this one?
How are you gentlemen today?
We are good.
Oh, we're good, but we started on a different subject.
Oh, what is our subject?
We started talking about the Queen, laying in rest in St Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh, and then a transfer in.
They call it laying
down
in
to
state.
London. Yeah, laying in state. Yeah, so we started talking about that because it's a trending topic, isn't it?
It is.
Really, that people want to know what's happening. It's on all the news. I mean, I've sat with the wife all day watching it, but 30 or 40,000 people went through St Giles Cathedral in Edinburgh to view the coffin, and it's surprising how it's affected us. I don't know whether it's affected many Americans, because I mean, she's been on the English throne for over 70 years, and she was
we don't know most of us don't know anyone else.
Yeah.
I think as a woman, I look at her and total admiration, because to be the age that she was, to the responsibility that she took on at a very young age. And at that age, I was totally a naughty person. So I can't imagine, to have to be like, oh, you were in charge of a lot. I mean, and people say, oh, she grew up in that and she understood that. It doesn't matter. It still was a great responsibility to do all the things she did.
Yeah, I agree with that. So you was naughty, was you, Len, when you was younger? Oh, I'll have to get you on my streams, because I've got a reputation for being naughty and asking all the naughty questions. I've got a video that I've got private that someone, I'm not going to mention any names, but I don't think you'd know this channel, but she bet me. She says, I bet you wouldn't ask me all the naughty questions. And I says, yes, I will, love, because I love asking naughty questions. So did I ask her naughty questions? Yes, I did. That was a bet. I got more viewers in that night. I had over 130 viewers on the live stream on that. And I made it private after that, because it was some of the questions I was asking,
You was embarrassed.
No, I wasn't embarrassed. I can ask any questions, any time, because it don't embarrass me. Because I think if they don't want to answer, that's it. I don't want to know. But she was really open, this woman, 55 years old. And
off
topic again, Keith.
That's me. I always go off topic. I'm a laugh when I do, my live streams. That's why I don't do many, because I get bad.
You keep going off topic. That's why.
Yeah.
So
I do.
we do need to keep on topic. I mean, we started off with just going to give an update on the progress of the Queen landing state. I mean, she managed to get from Edinburgh down to London into Buckingham Palace without diverting off.
If I'd have been the driver, she would have got to Buckingham Palace, I tell you. But showing some respect. Back on topic.
Tomorrow she's moving around to Westminster Abbey, and as far as I understand, they're expecting somewhere around over 1 million people to want to go through and pay their respects. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a security nightmare.
Yeah. It would, but and I mean,
what have you seen on that, Keith?
Well, looking at it, that's what they're expecting, but it's how long you're going to have to queue up. I mean, some people are going to have to queue up for over 24 hours to get their 1 minute viewing the coffin, and I'd rather watch it on TV. Because at my time of life, I don't think I could stand for 24 hours, to be honest. That's my excuse anyway. So I'll leave it like that. But she was a well-respected woman. She's done a lot for the UK in trade and promoting the UK throughout the world. She was very well liked, and she's going to be hard to follow, and Charles is, you look at Charles, he's 74 in November, but he's mellow throughout his life as the Prince of Wales, and I think he'll make a decent king, if he's allowed to. Because there's a lot of Commonwealth countries now that want to come out of the Commonwealth and have independence. I can't understand why, because I think having a king or a queen as head of state promotes the country in a lot of ways. So am I getting off topic again? Because I tend to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty close to topic. I think. Yeah,
Fairly
but I
close.
think it's really remarkable what she achieved without having really much of formal power. So she wasn't allowed to voice her own opinion, but she really she was not just a figure staying there. She was really doing something for her country and for the world.
I agree on that. Yeah, this is really, when you look, the monarchy in the UK or in England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland has got no power. It's just a figurehead. But she brings in a lot of, or she brought in a lot of trade. She visited no end of countries. She was well respected in the States and Canada. You know, you look at the amount of people throughout the world that really respected that woman, and you know, the things that she's done for the UK over the past 70 years has been remarkable. You know, to come in at 25 years of age and take on that responsibility, it's not a job I would have liked.
And if you think around her, people around her, there were many things not going so well, but she never had the slightest misstep. And she was probably under the most scrutiny of everyone living on Earth. And never a misstep. So it's, yeah, as you said, really hard to follow it.
Yeah. And you look what happened in a family as well as Marcus. You know, that a son often committed adultery. Mentioned the second son. No, I'm not going to get into that because I've got some very strong opinions about him. But yeah, you know, she's had ups and downs like we all have in our families.
Sure.
And she's come through those. And you look at, I don't know what the opinion polls say about her, but she has been very highly regarded throughout the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've met her on a number of occasions when I was working in London, and I mean, she just has this absolute aura around her, and her knowledge about everything. I mean, she'll speak to somebody and that's the only person that's there, but there's thousands of people around her, and she's focused in on that one person, and then she'll move on to the next person, and she's got that ability to give undivided attention to somebody, and also to have knowledge about whatever they're talking about. I mean, the Prime Minister of the day, I mean, she's had 15 Prime Ministers, and they've all met her on average once a week. They go to Buckingham Palace once a week to have an audience with the Queen, just to bring her up to speed on what's happening with the government. But she gets a red box every single day. She knows exactly what's going on around the world, not just in Parliament, but she's so well read, or was so well read, and I think already we've starting to see some of the changes. So the speech that King Charles III made about her the other day, and what he did when he went to the House of Parliament, when he went to Holyrood, and then now he's over in Belfast. I think he was in Belfast today, speaking to the Stormont. I think his vision now, his total, he's changed everything that he does. He's dropped all of his charities. I say dropped them. He's concentrating 110% on being a good monarch, and I think that will just cement him to keeping the monarchy. There's a few people calling for a republic in this country, but that ain't going to happen. Not in our lifetimes, anyway.
No, I agree on that.
I mean, who wants to? Should we ask people that live in a republic if they want to live in a monarchy?
Well, I mean, you've got the American system, haven't you? You know, and you look how divided that is. You know, I mean, we think we're divided, but you look at the how divided the American people are. I don't know what your opinion on that is, Cheryl. You know, I don't want to get into politics, but you must see it over there.
Yeah. I was going to say one of the things that Tim mentioned that I really love is talking about how present the Queen was when she spoke and she put her eyes on someone. She was present in that moment, and how we can learn something, because that's what what each of us want. We want to be seen and truly heard. And she knew how to do that. And so I really appreciated that you shared that. The divide. Yeah. I mean, I'd like somewhere. Could we come from the middle somewhere? Because we are so far. And I've seen so many changes in my life. But yeah, I think we're more alike than we care to admit.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. You know, we've all got different opinions about things, but that shouldn't separate us. We should be together, because if you work together, if people did work together, it would be a better world, a lot better world. You know, even though we can have strong opinions about things, we don't have to let that come between us.
Yeah, that's maybe the beauty of someone like the Queen, who is staying above the politic issues, because then you can be that uniting force and you can be there for everyone. And yeah, that's surely something that's really, really helpful.
Good night, Cheryl.
Yeah, good night,
Hi,
Cheryl.
other Cheryl.
I think I'm leaving now too, but it was very
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, because you're an hour in front. It's been nice having you on, Marcus, and I hope to be on one of your live streams. You know,
you're on the list. All three of you here are on the list.
Yeah, it'll be hectic, you know, because I never stick to script. I always go off, you know.
Okay, Keith, so with you we don't do a topic, because
I love topics, but I go off script quite a bit of the time. You know, I'll have to be a bit different when I come on with you. You know, I'll have to be serious, but I can never be serious, me. You know, I'm always getting into trouble.
All right. So thank you very much. See you next time.
Thanks, Marcus. Catch up with you soon.
You've knocked Cheryl off as well. Tim, you'll have to be careful on that.
Honest.
On that clip, you know,
I meant to click Marcus off, and it moved to bump.
Yeah, but
so Cheryl, are you joining us on Thursday?
Yeah, I will be. Yeah, I'm very excited about joining you and having the conversation about, and I love that you call them taboo topics, because there's so many that we do need to normalize, and these are things that happen in our lives. So, yeah.
Got a list as long as my arm.
Yeah.
We're looking at depression, anxiety, suicide, eating disorders, you name it. We're talking about
but we don't. You're right. I mean, I think we've come a long way in mental health. I think we've come a long way in many things, but we still have a ways to go to make these conversations just a normal part. I mean, think how long ago no one talked about poop. And then all of a sudden it became like, it's okay to talk about, like, is that normal? Is that not normal? But before that, no one would talk about it. And it seems like a simple thing, but
it is.
You say that you've never sat around a table full of squaddies, and sooner or later they turn around and talking about poop.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, it's quite. I mean, the conversation generally ends up talking about crap.
yes, I know. I hope Cheryl gets the English sense of humour.
I do. I've totally stolen the waffling. Like waffling is my new favorite word. I'm waffling. I
Yeah,
used to
we do
eat
like
them,
to
but now
waffle.
I do it.
That's me and Tim for you. What it, we should have joined
Yeah.
leader. I tell you, Tim. But I'm pleased I
Yeah,
did. I'm going to join next time as well.
yeah.
'Cause
I'm already looking forward to April,
yeah.
but I'm
So am
on
I.
the I'm on the accelerator.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got me foot on
Yeah,
the gas.
it's a great place.
Mm.
Yeah. It is. I mean, I've made some lovely friends from leader now. And it's just that I've got to get back into doing some live streaming. But
You're doing it right now.
yeah, but not on my own channel because it's on my own channel. That I've got to start doing. I don't know what to call it. Showcasing other channels, put the channels in the spotlight so they can share their work and talk, or do like Tim, serious topics. So I don't know which way to go because I like promoting other channels really more than anything because I like to get to know the person or the people. So
Ooh,
I
I
think
have an
that's the
idea.
way.
I have an idea for you.
Yeah, come
So
on,
one of
Cheryl.
the things, Keith, I would say is what lights you up? What out of those things excites you? And you said it at the end, promoting other people. So
People,
you
yeah,
could have your show talking about other shows, interviewing people and saying, "Hey, did you know about this show? Let me
yeah,
tell you more about this show." So
yeah,
that could
yeah.
definitely, but do whatever is joyful because you have such a joyful heart and people will get that and enjoy your channel when you're
Mm.
doing what you love. If you're doing what you think you're supposed to do, there's no joy
No,
in
no,
that.
don't wait. No, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy talking to people, but I've got to get a format that works for me because in the past I've done a lot of interviews and I've never got the right formula that I like because I think the formula I'm going to use when I start going live again is I've one guest on promoting their channel, telling my audience all about their channel, sharing the work. I'll then, after about 15 minutes, have another guest on, put the other guest in the green room, as I call it, have them on, and then the third guest comes on, the second guest goes in the green room, and then after the third guest, have a full conversation with everybody back on. Because that's the format I'm thinking about using. Because you've got to make them entertaining. And the problem with a lot of live streams that I watch, they're not entertaining. They're just boring chat amongst themselves. They've got to bring up topics or individual channels that supplement each other, that work together. And I like promoting other channels. I will help anybody that way because that's what I love to do. I love helping people. I should have been a vicar because I'd have made a lovely vicar. I'd have give sermons out and everything like that because I've got that attitude. But I'm too
You'd have
old.
never stayed on topic.
No, I know. But you hear a vicar.
They
You
don't
hear
stay
a
on
vicar.
topic either.
They don't stop on topic, do they? I mean, I could talk about and any subject you want because I do a lot of studying when I've got guests on. In the past, whenever I've had guests on my channels, I look at every video they've ever put up to YouTube, and
Wow.
I get to know what that person's like through the videos, and I can talk about the first video they did, 10 years after, and I learn by watching what other people do. And then I mean, that naughty video that I did, with this certain person. I mean, if you'd have seen the type of questions I asked, you'd have gone red in the face because she says, you'll never do it. And I says, you watch. And I went live, and, I mean, the questions I asked was very particular, so it's private now because she asked me to put it private, but she was very open, I mean, I was surprised how open she was, because, I asked her what toys she liked to play with, and, all questions that you would never think a bloke would ask, but I asked everyone.
Yeah, ones you wouldn't normally ask a lady.
Yeah. But she, I said to her, if you don't want to answer them, you don't have to. If you think it, she said, no, you're all right, Keith. And I went, and I was red-faced by the end of it, because, I thought to myself, I'm getting embarrassed here. I didn't embarrass her, she embarrassed me. And that takes a lot, I'll tell you, because I don't get embarrassed. Not very often, But it's because I love live streaming, but I don't, I don't have time, because I'm looking after my wife who's got vascular dementia, and she's only next door, just behind this wall in bed, but she'll be fast asleep. But she usually phones me before now to say, I want a cup of tea. Can you make me a cup of tea? So I don't know when the best time to get, because I mean, I used to do late night live streams, 1 o'clock in the morning, UK time. So it's the American market, because I always used to think the Americans would come on, but 95% of my audience is UK based, and they're all over 65. So they're all old men like me. But they see it, you get the experience, don't you? Just think, I'm nearly as old as King Charles III. He's a year older than me. He'll be 2 years older than me in November. Because my birthday is the 14th of February, Valentine's Day. And do you know what? I don't get any Valentine's cards now. I don't know what it is. I don't know what changed in my life. I did when I was 17, 18, but I don't get any now. Can you tell me what the reason is? I'd love to know.
So,
I hope nobody sees this on the replay. Can you take it straight down?
You've gone off topic again.
Yeah, I know. That's me to a T,
You're like our new puppy. He comes off subject. He gets distracted so very easily.
So do I.
The attention span of a gnat.
Yeah. So do I. But I like talking.
We're not going to go off
topic.
subject on Thursday. Thursday we need to stay on topic.
Yeah, well, that's why you're not having me on, innit?
Yeah, you're going to be watching. Need to
I'm
get
going to be
you on as a
watching.
mediator.
Yeah.
I think we're going to hopefully get an awful lot of engagement in the chat. Lots of people joining in. It's certainly been promoted the last few weeks.
So can I ask a question, since we're talking about the Queen and this that's going on? I know that right now it's suggested but not told that you should be taking a break. And does that mean all the businesses, as many as they can, are closed, or how are people going about the process?
I think what it is Monday they declared they call it a bank holiday, but it's a day of for the funeral, basically. So as many businesses as possible can close down for people to watch it on the television live, and it's a day off basically. It's just one of those sort of days off where you should get paid. So it's a bank holiday. I think that's what they're encouraging. I don't think they're encouraging businesses to close down for the 10 days of the mourning. It's just that one day, which is the day of the funeral. I think that's the idea behind it. Is that right, Keith?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Just the one day, a lot of the supermarkets and the shops are closing, which means a lot. I mean, to me, that's where I'll be all day Monday, watching the service, watching the committal, because I did respect the Queen. Charles, I'm like that with Charles, because he committed adultery many years ago when he was married to Diane, the princess. But I forgive him. But he's. I think he'll make a wonderful king. Saying that, but back on topic with the Queen, seeing the crowds out in the streets when she was transferred from Balmoral down to Edinburgh, nearly all the way down there were crowds stood on the motorway, stood going through Dundee and Perth and even into Edinburgh itself. The amount of people. She was a very respected and well-liked woman, and what else can you say about somebody who's given 70 odd years of duty to this country, really? I mean, although she has had a personal life when she's been away in Balmoral, because you look at the photographs and the films that have been put on TV this week of walking the glens and the mountains with the dogs and so forth, and she was a person who could make people relaxed straight away, and that is a gift, that if you can make a person relaxed, because I've always had the opinion that people buy off people they know, friends. So if you can make a friend of somebody straight away, you've got a friend for life. It's like here on live streams. If you can make people feel at ease when they come on, or if they're in the chat, because don't forget, they are your audience in the chat. You've got to involve people in the chat. I mean, I watch Lauria and she involves people in the chat, and you've got to do that. Otherwise, people are going to leave the live stream. And the more people that stay in, the more your channel is going to grow, in my opinion. And that's why you've got to come up with a way of keeping people's interest in a live stream. Mine is because I go off topic, so they think I'm funny. They have a laugh, don't they? So I don't mind people laughing at me. It doesn't worry me in the slightest, because I've dealt with people all the way through my working life and everything. Although I worked for myself from the age of 25. I mean, I have had quite a few businesses, but they were mainly door-to-door businesses. I mean, even when I was at school at 15 and 16, I used to go outside of schools selling Durex to the school kids. From the back of my car at 17. Sorry, I was 17, not 16, 17. And I did quite well. And then I went from that selling disposable nappies door to door. When the disposable nappies came round, I did very well at that. At 13, I was selling pick and mix sweets from a pram that I converted. And I used to go door to door on the poor estates. And I'll tell you what, I used to go on there and they used to spend pounds with me. And then you used to get the debt collectors going around, got no money, but they'd spend 20 quid with me on sweets. And then I sold Grimsby fish door to door down London. And then after that, I got into videoing. I used to do weddings.
Into the army as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I did the army at 15.
right half a daily, aren't we?
Yeah. So yeah, and I came out of the army and did 2 years as a diesel fitter. But it was only that my uncle started a fresh fish round, and I thought, oh, he only works 3 days a week and he's making pounds. So I did that. And I built up 5 fish rounds for relatives and friends, and I couldn't build up anything else. So anyway, this is getting off the top. This is my life story. Yeah. I should do my life story. I should do my life story, shouldn't I? Because I've had an interesting life, a really interesting.
Well, perhaps you need to come on the show.
Yeah. Well, I'll
do my podcast. There you go.
Yeah. I'll come on your podcast. No problem. I'll go on anybody's live stream.
We'll do your
as well.
story.
Yeah,
We'll do your life story.
Yeah, because
and take it from there.
Yeah, because I've, I mean, the longest job I ever had was working for myself doing the videoing, because I did no end of weddings and christenings and commercial work and
Well, don't
everything
tell it
like
all
that.
now. Else
No,
it won't
okay.
it
Keep
won't be a
quiet.
very good podcast, will it? 'Cause it's already out there then.
Yeah, and travelling. I mean, you think I've been to what?
See, you're going off topic again.
25 states. I've visited 25 states in the good old USA and Canada.
Right. Let's
get back onto topic.
Yeah, we've been on for an hour and 5 minutes already.
That's all right. Yeah, I've got plenty of time. She hasn't phoned me up, so she'll be fast asleep. So I'm all right there. Yeah. Back on topic then. So
yeah,
what we got tomorrow? We've got the Queen resting tonight in Buckingham Palace.
Yeah,
and then
she
tomorrow,
moves to Windsor, Westminster Abbey tomorrow, doesn't she?
No, Westminster Hall. Yeah. So tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow afternoon, about 2 in it, that they are moving the coffin to Westminster Hall, and they are expecting a lot of people to walk past that coffin. I mean, some of those people are going to have to stand in the queue for 24, 36 hours just to get a glimpse of, dare I say it, a wooden box with a flag over.
Yeah.
That's, I'd rather pay me respects, like doing something serious like this tonight. Because it is, I'm trying to be serious, but I can never be serious. But no. So if I think they're expecting 1 million people in the next 4 days to go through Westminster Hall, and to pay the respects. So it just shows you the love and the genuine love that people had for that woman.
I think there's more people that would want to go and do it, but I think purely because there's the big security risk behind it, but the amount of people that have already indicated that they're going, I think that probably puts an awful lot of people off. We talked about it today whether we should go up, and we decided that it just isn't worth going up and standing in a queue for hours and hours and hours. There's not a lot of facilities. You can't take bags, you can't take food. There's a whole raft of things you're not allowed to do in that queue. So we decided that we'll just watch it on the telly.
I think that's the best way, because you're going to see the service. Is it going to be televised over in the States on Monday, Cheryl?
I would imagine it would be. Yeah. I'm hoping so, because I think, and that's it, and if someone feels that they can stand in the queue for that long and that's what they need to do, then that's great. But I think there's all kinds of ways that we can honor her and pay our respects, because like, think about it, 96, right? And she's been doing fabulous. So yeah, there's so many things. Like, you could go way back, you could go to recent times, but yes, she was the queen and the mom of the country, but she was such an example as a woman that, how many times were they, in front of everyone, and she was like, no, she was being grandma, or she was being mother, and reminding them, how to behave, which is what we do as mothers, as we do as grandmothers. And so there's so many things, because she was just a human, that's why people loved her so much.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because I mean, it'll be what, you're 8 hours behind us, I believe, aren't you? Are you on the Pacific or the East Coast?
I'm Mountain Time.
Mountain Time.
I'm in the high desert, so we get snow and heat.
So how many What, 6 hours are you
I think I'm
behind?
7. I think I'm 7 hours, maybe.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. So
we got just after 10 o'clock, 20 past 10 here.
yeah,
It's
And
three
what time were you
o'clock
there?
here.
Yeah,
yeah.
so
So that means that the
7
funeral
hours
starts at 11 o'clock. So you're going to be about 3ish,
in the
4ish
morning.
in the morning when it's
Yeah,
on
I get up
live.
around 4:30 most of the time, so that'll be good.
Yeah. Cool. You're remarkable getting up at that time. I'm usually in bed
I
till
got to
7.
get my workout in.
Yeah. Oh, so you're a big workout fan, are you then?
Yeah, well, because it gives you energy. So if I
Yeah.
start my day with something, either walking or some kind of movement, then the day goes better, the stress is less. But when I
Yes.
don't get a movement of some kind in, it's a lot harder.
Yeah. Yeah. Which it's bound to be. Yeah. See, I've gone off topic again, haven't I? Ever so easy.
Back to the queen. And that I do love that they show pictures of her in her free time,
Yeah. Yeah.
doing the things that she loves, because that's what we want to and my goodness, that woman had color outfits galore. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
look
shit.
back, I'm like, ooh, she
Yeah.
she had all and I love that. I mean, I think, like, nothing plain, nothing boring. Most of the time she was very colorful.
She had style.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Panache,
Yes.
as you said, Tim. Yeah.
Panache.
Panache.
And a presence.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, and you knew she was there.
When
She just
that
had this
person,
presence.
they could look at you and you're like, oh, okay. I'll behave now. Yeah.
So, Tim, what was it like meeting the Queen then? Because you said you've
Yeah.
met her on quite a few occasions.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I was working in London, one of the things that I managed to do was during the Troop in the Colour Week, on the Wednesday and the Thursday evening, they have the beating retreat. And I think it's on the Thursday evening the Queen comes to watch beating retreat. And just before it, they come up the back stairs into Horse Guards, up into where the General's office is. And the job I managed to blag was on security for the north stairs and the entrance to the clock tower or the bell tower in Horse Guards, and the General's office is on the right, that overlooks Horse Guards Parade, where everything goes on. And
Yeah.
that's where they go into for a bit of a reception before they go down and sit out to watch the beaten retreat. And when I was I was on the back stairs, the Queen comes up and Prince Philip, and the Queen sort of nods to me and gives her one of them, and then Phil the Greek comes up behind him. He says, "And what are you doing?" I said, "I'm waiting for you to come up the stairs, sir." He says, "You are a wag."
Oh,
Yeah, so that was one of the jobs that I did, and I met her on about 5 or 6 occasions while I was in London for these beating retreats, and a few other occasions. There was I did one of the garden. In fact, I did 2 of the garden parties. Got invited to a garden party at Buckingham Palace.
Ooh,
Going to
fancy.
have tea with the Queen. I
privilege.
didn't get presented to the Queen on that occasion, but I did get presented to Princess Anne, and she's just as lovely as the Queen, and
Yeah.
she's one of the hardest working royals that there is. I mean, so, but on the day of the Queen's birthday parade, the Troop in the Colour they call it, my job was looking after the minor royals. So you've got like Harry, Meghan, Kate, Camilla, the Gloucesters, the Kents, all the sort of the minor royals with the children, Now, I'll tell you a little secret. What happens with the kids, and this I pretty much got a good idea of what happened on the Queen's Diamond or the Platinum Jubilee. You know, when they came out onto the balcony and you saw, yeah, was it young George? Is it the youngest one? You see him bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
Well, what happens is in the general's office while they're watching the parade and everything like that, the mess staff who are the caterers, I mean, they're soldiers basically that wait on. They're feeding all the kids these sugar sweets, giving them lots of sugar,
Making them hyper.
and that's that. I reckon what happened with young George. By the time he got back to Buckingham Palace and coming out onto the balcony, he's gone into hyper mode.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
He was bouncing all over the place. So I suspect that's what happened.
Yeah. God, but it must have been a privilege seeing the Queen
absolutely.
like that close, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I loved every minute of it. And I had several other, such privileged encounters with minor royals at one stage or other. We after the Queen's birthday parade, Prince Charles used to come into the London District Mess, where there would be Welsh Guards have their Black Sunday on the Queen's birthday parade for some bizarre reason, but they sort of half took over the mess, but he always used to come into the mess for a drink with the Welsh Guards senior rates afterwards. So I got to meet him a few times, and yeah, it was just we just had some great times, and I managed to do senior sergeant on all four guards. So there's Buckingham Palace. I did the senior sergeant job on there, which basically you don't do an awful lot. You're just in charge of the lads.
Yeah.
The same with St James's Palace, the Tower of London, and Windsor Castle. And when I was at Windsor Castle, we had Princess Anne came in one day and just to see how the boys were. The tower was closed at the time. The castle was closed to the public, and she was just out walking the dogs and just popped into the guard room and just had a chat with the lads. And I met young Harry on a few occasions, well, quite a few occasions.
Yeah.
This is before he got together with Meghan. He used to look after his big thing was about veterans, wounded veterans. Part of my job as a welfare officer was looking after wounded, injured soldiers for the garrison, and we used to meet him in the what's it called, the recovery unit. We had a recovery unit where they sorted out all the stuff for veterans and those that were being transitioned out of the service. So we met him there a couple of times doing bits and pieces. So yeah, got a lot of privilege, lots of privileges.
Yeah, it's a shame you couldn't get Harry on, isn't it, on your live streams talking about bereavement. Oh, what a catch that would be.
It would, yeah.
Yeah, you'd go viral, lent him, definitely.
Yeah, somehow I don't think Meghan would let him.
I don't know, if you've got enough money to pay for him, Spotify and Netflix, you can, I'd love to have somebody like that on. What a coup, I mean, it's like my grandson, isn't it? I'd love to get him on, but he won't, and I mean, a lot of Americans would know my grandson, through.
You would? How would?
Yeah. Because he used to be a professional poker player, Cheryl, and they did a big drop in Las Vegas in the World Championship, 2017, and he came second and won 10.8 million.
Wow.
You know, so he's you know, he was well known. He's the 5th best money poker player in the world.
Wow.
So
That's impressive.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
I've
when
tried
I
to.
lived in Europe, one of my part-time jobs was working on the weekend as a blackjack dealer.
Oh, cool.
It was so
Remember
fun.
that, Keith. Remember that, Keith, when I get
Yeah.
Cheryl on.
So I don't really like to gamble, but I like being on the other side, is what I found out.
Yeah.
Being on the other side of the table, you win no matter what.
Yeah, agree. So where was that then, Cheryl?
In Germany.
In Germany.
Mhm.
Oh,
And I always think of I went to Baden-Baden to the casino.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. And I was young, so it was really fascinating to see these guys, like what you're talking about with your grandson.
Yeah.
They were roped off and they were throwing down lots of money for one hand, and it was a beautiful, like almost like a castle, that casino.
Yeah. Cool.
So gorgeous.
Yeah, if you look on YouTube and look up Sam Trickett, that's the grandson.
I'll write that down.
Yeah, you know, because they did a documentary on him as well. You know, coming second in the big drop.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, in Vegas, you know, but he's got a son now. He's he's nearly 2 years old, so he stopped playing. He likes looking after the little one now, and he lives in Ibiza. He's got a lovely place in Ibiza. So, but yeah, I've tried to get him on doing an interview on my channel, but he won't come on.
Maybe one day, if you keep asking, maybe he'll say
yes. Yeah. Well, I have tried. Every time I see him, I go, "Are you coming on my live stream?" No. But I don't blame him. You know, he's down to earth. Money hasn't affected him in any way, so that's the main thing. He looks after the family. You know, I mean, he took.
If he enjoys that, that's wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, he did. You know, he's really down to earth. You know, and he's not let his riches spoil him. You know, he doesn't bother about it. You know, but yeah, have a look. And his father, he's an artist, well-known artist, best painter of black Labradors in the world.
Oh my gosh, I love Labradors.
Yeah. I'll put it in the. Has Cheryl got the private chat as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I'll put his name in.
Well,
and then
Tim,
you can...
I have to say, you almost need to write a book if you haven't already started, because your story and experiences from, you know, all the things and all the people that you've met and the experiences that you've had, I think would be a really great book.
Well, that's funny you should say that. That's how I started with my podcast. We got into. I was on Ancestry, and I found my great granddad, who lived about sort of 3 miles from where I live now. He died in 1930. He was the chief stoker in the Royal Navy, and I'd love to have a chat with him about his life and one thing and another. Then we got into lockdown, and I was drinking a lot of spiced rum, and I shouldn't have been. And I thought, well, why don't I tell my story? If I don't, it'll be lost. So I did 24 half-an-hour episodes of my life.
Oh, that's cool.
And so if you do suffer from insomnia, stick one of them on, put you to sleep straight away.
I've listened to them all. I've listened to them all, Tim. You know, so I mean, you know, I know quite a bit about you from all those podcasts.
Managed to stay awake?
Yeah, because it interests me. I love getting people's life stories. That is one thing that I, you know, really do. I mean, I've got one on now, but it's on the desktop computer, where I interviewed, what have I got? 3 hours of his life story on. He used to live in London. He was brought up by his grandparents, and I think it's at the age of 21, he did the knowledge and became a London cabbie. And he tells me all about his time as a London cabbie. Then he started his own company as a chauffeur, and he used to chauffeur all the big stars when they came to Pinewood, from the city centre to Pinewood, and then he stayed there all day. Well, he had like Gregory Peck and Owen, and he was telling me all. Well, I've got it all on video.
All
the stories about, like Gregory Peck said, I detest my leading ladies. So of course he went, why? And he says, because they all smoke and they all stink of cigarettes. And quite a few other things, you know. I've got some, and I thought I'd love to put that on the channel, but I didn't, because with some of the things he said, I don't know whether I could be sued. I did it for his family, because he's got cancer, and he's got throat cancer, and because he knew I was into video, he says, would you do me life story? So I sat out in the garden, not last summer, the summer before, and I interviewed him, and I broke it down. He gave me all these old photographs of his family and his parents and everything like that, because he's 76, he's 3 years older than me. And it was fascinating, you know, really fascinating, some of the things he got up to, you know. And then he told me all about his marriage and everything like this, you know. A remarkable life story. But he's just an ordinary person, like the people you interview. And it was absolutely brilliant when he told me about all the stars that he used to pick up, you know. And I mean, James Mason, he picked him up, and I think he gave him £500 as a tip, you know. So you look, you know, remarkable back in the 60s and 70s.
Crazy.
And yeah. And see, I've gone off subject again, me, you know. Yeah. Why do I go off subject so much?
I don't know. You're a nightmare to control.
Yeah, I know I am.
And I was going to say, I need to go because I have another appointment, but
yeah,
I had so much fun. I thank you guys for inviting me and having me join in the conversation about the Queen as the token American.
Yeah, it's been wonderful having you on, and I look forward to seeing you on Tim's Thursday.
Yeah, I will be there.
I'm looking forward to what you've got to say, because I think you're a very knowledgeable person on well-being and your particular subject, Cheryl.
Thank you. Well, I look forward to being with all the experts.
It's going to be a great show.
All right, take care.
And it's going to go over 2 weeks as well. So if you
yeah. So this week and then next week, yes.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, so, look forward to seeing you on Thursday then, and thank you very much for coming on this hectic live stream with me on.
Hey, it was great. I loved it. Thank you.
Okay, take care. See
Bye
you Thursday. Bye.
See, we've been on an hour and a half now, Tim.
I
you know,
outrageous, isn't it?
It's been a wonderful stream. I think so. You know,
it's amazing what you're doing it.
So Tim says he's not having me on anymore. Don't blame him, really, because as Cheryl says, I'm a nightmare. Did we have many on Facebook watching?
It's difficult to tell. The numbers have all been bouncing around quite a bit. But I can't see. I can't quite see because it's hidden. but we've had 2 or 3 likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering it was an off-topic one, you know, I mean, update on the Queen. Yeah, you know, I mean, we did mention her and
several times.
Several times, yeah. Well, we do. You know, it's just me. I do go off topic quite a bit.
Yes,
Millions.
I have noticed.
Yeah, but Marcus is still been on. You know, he's just made a comment.
Yeah. Millions.
Yeah, but this is it. It's building up an audience, isn't it? You know, that's what live streaming's about. And you enjoy live streaming.
I love it.
Yeah,
Absolutely love
I do. I love talking. I love meeting people, and that's what live streaming gives us. Really, I've just got to get a better studio set up, haven't I?
it. Yeah.
Go on, yes,
Do you like,
admit
do you
it.
like the way that I shift people in and out when they're talking and stuff?
Yes, because you
Is-
should
is-
do.
Does that
Because
work better?
whoever's talking is the centre of attention, and
Yeah.
that should be, because you're making their whatever they're saying is important, and I believe in giving that person the chance to say what they've got to say, whatever their opinion is, So that's why I do it, And I should have shared a few news real bits of the Queen leaving Edinburgh, shouldn't we? Oh, I should have.
Does that drop in a copyright and all that sort of malarkey then?
No, because it's news.
All right.
News isn't copyrighted because it's in the public domain, isn't it? You can take anything off the news, anything, So that's it. Yeah, that doesn't. Well, I don't believe it comes under copyright because how can you copyright news?
Yeah.
Because news is for the general public. I mean, now if it's archived material like Pathé News, I don't know how that
might be different.
That might be different. I've got no idea, But usually, if you put it in the end credits, I think you're all right. I mean, it's like using a film trailer. Can you use that? If you're talking about a film that's due out, can you use snippets of the trailer? I think you can, because that's what they are. The trailers to entice people in to watch it.
Yeah.
So and you're different because you're not monetized at the moment, your channel. So you can put anything without getting a serious strike. Whereas with my channel, because I've got 3,000 subscribers, I could get, so you've got to be careful of what you say and do, aren't you? I mean, you don't want to be breaking the YouTube guidelines.
No.
That's what you've got to, and I mean, it's like watching, because I do watch a lot of interesting live streams, I mean, and I learned from everyone. I try, like my experience in Leader this year was one of the best experiences I've had. But I haven't live streamed until tonight with you coming on your live stream, and I've enjoyed tonight. We've had a good laugh.
An ad hoc one.
Yeah.
Just
but
because we can.
Yeah, and that's it. It's beautiful that you can have a live stream like this and have somebody from the mountains and in the USA, and she's there right there with you, and like somebody from Switzerland. I mean, what a beautiful country Switzerland is.
Yeah, been there a few times.
Yeah, so have I. And now I know Marcus. He might invite me for a coffee one day. And I can get in the car, get over on a ferry from Dover and from Hull, because it's nearer from Hull, isn't it? Straight in, and I can drive straight down and knock on his door and go, "Hello, Marcus, it's me. Cup of coffee and a bed for the night." No, not for the night. Make it for the week, Marcus. I hope he's gone. I hope he's not watching this. Because if you don't ask, you don't get. That's one thing. I'm cheeky. I am very cheeky, Tim.
Anyway,
are you not closing it? Are you?
Yeah, I think so. It's hour and 3/4. Hour and 35 minutes.
Marcus is still here. Yeah. Yeah, see, because if you don't ask, you don't get an invite, do you? And I mean,
absolutely.
I could knock at the door, and he could go fetch out a big, slam the door in my face. Yeah, it probably would, He'd go, "God, no, I've got him. He never shuts up, that bloke." Oh, hell,
Never stays on topic.
No, I can if I was being serious, but I'm very rarely. I'm never
Well,
serious. Me.
we started off on a serious subject. Never
Yeah,
ended on
yeah,
it.
and yeah, I know. But we've had a good. It's been an interesting live stream, hasn't it?
I think so. I think we've managed to keep going.
Yeah,
We've
yeah. Let's ask the
we've kicked it
audience.
about.
Yeah, let's ask the audience. Was it a good live stream? Yeah, yeah. A thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Yeah,
Because we don't know how many's watching now. Because how many's
we
it
don't.
got watching?
Well, it
Because
says
I ain't gone
two,
on
but it's difficult to
two.
tell, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there you go. Such is life.
Yeah, such is life. Anyway, I've enjoyed it tonight then, Tim. So if you
Yeah.
are finishing the broadcast, full screen and let yourself go, man.
Right. Just going to drop you down. Right. That's it. I'm gonna call it an evening on this one. So just thank everybody that is still out there, and I can only apologise that we're finishing up now. But thanks for listening. Thanks for joining in. Remember, stick the old what do you call it? It's going to come to us in a second. Reminder on for Thursday. This Thursday, next Thursday is the bereavement specials, and I've got some very special people coming on to tell their stories, and we are going to have a real education. So please set your reminders. It's going to be fascinating. Please try and join in. If you want to ask questions, put a Q in front of your question and we'll do our best to answer it. We've got a great panels coming on for both weeks. So thank you and good night, and TTFN. Ta-ta.